All right, Mike Van with M&M Power Fitness, coming to you tonight to share a little bit of what we like to do to help our meal prep. Tonight we're kind of going towards the ketosis side. This is what we're making tonight is our egg cups. It's something we like to make. It's easy. It's full of flavor. We love them as a family. So what we do is we start by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. We take a non-stick pan, spray it. We use 24 cup one. It's easy because we make 24 of them at a time. We typically will use whatever proteins that we have left over, normally from us grilling out or having from the weekend or maybe from our cheat meal on Sunday. But tonight what we're using is we have 2 chicken breasts that are baked, cut up, seasoned. We have 12 to 14 ounces of sausage, diced up. We take it and we mix it into a bowl with 24 eggs. We always add our greens. We typically use mushrooms. Tonight we don't have any mushrooms, so what we're adding is we have 2 pounds of broccoli, we have 1 pound of kale, we have 12 ounces of diced onion. On our seasoning side and our fat side, we do add in our good fats. We don't add in a ton of them for as much volume as we're making, but we like to add a little bit of it in. We start out with a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, a 1/4 cup of flaxseed. We also add diced red pepper. We have hot sauce, sriracha. We have salt, a little bit of salt, and pepper. We like to use a lot of seasonings, a lot of spices because, we love heat. We like spicy foods, especially when we're dropping and we're cutting weight. It speeds up our metabolism. It helps with our digestive system, and it heats up your body, and it's really good for burning fat. Okay, what we do is once we determine what ingredients we're using for our eggs, we go ahead and we mix it all in. Let's start with the proteins, getting it in there because this thing's going to fill up pretty quick. Get it all in there. It's alright if it touches the counter. We're going to bake it anyways. Go ahead and start adding in my seasoning. Before I add in my seasoning, my fats, all that good stuff. Before I add in my greens. Get it all in there as much as you can so you can come pretty close when it comes to seeing what all's in it as far as your calories and your macros. You want to kind of get a good idea, especially if you are watching to a T while you're intaking this. Take a fork, didn't have any in there, or something to stir it in and start mixing it together. Start getting it all mixed up now before you add the greens, because you want to start breaking down the eggs and getting everything mixed in pretty good. Once you get it all pretty mixed around, go ahead and start adding your greens in. This is where it's going to start getting full. It's going to start getting a lot thicker. Notice all these are frozen. We did use frozen vegetables this time. If you can, use fresh. We do like to use fresh. We typically use fresh, especially once we start getting down to where we're really watching while we're intake. And, we like fresher the better. Okay, notice this is pretty thick. If you have a bigger bowl, great. If not, you're going to be like me. You're going to have to take your time mixing it. After we get everything mixed up, like I said, this is a lot of ingredients. If you have a bigger bowl, great. It does take a little bit of time to get it all mixed up. We just take a ladle here, and we're going to fill up each one of our cups. We've kind of got this mapped out pretty good to where we typically hit right at 24 full cups. We might have a little bit left over, so we might make a few of them a little bit fuller than the other ones. Those are typically the ones I eat. Typically these are definitely a little bit fuller than what we normally have them. I would say just due to the amount of how I dissect the chicken. But this is kind of what you want. I know it looks a little bit messy, but by the time this is all done and cooked and you flip these over, you have nice little round egg muffins, and then you got a little bit of extra on top. So then we just basically place them in the oven. Like I said, at 350 degrees. And we're going to come back and check it in about 20 minutes. Okay, after baking them at 350 for about 20 minutes, we checked them. And then we went ahead and left them in for an additional 10 minutes. This is what we came up with on our final product. What we'll do is we'll let these cool for about 10 to 20 minutes. I would say closer to the 20-minute time. Let them cool, let them continue to sit and rest, and then we will show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, and after letting them rest and cool off and everything, they typically will come out pretty easily. For the most part, this is what they look like. We normally serve them as 2 at a time. They're a complete meal. Don't really add anything to it. I typically eat every 2.5 to 3 hours. So you might see me incorporate this in one of my meals during the day. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. They're really great.